So we got Christopher on the ride. How you doing today?
Great.
That's good to hear. So I just picked you up at a unique place. What is that?
Hillsborough Community College.
Okay, because it was called something different when I went to pick you up.
Oh no, it was a DSSC Social Science.
Yeah, it's a social sciences. So I thought I was picking up some kind of scientist or something.
I was just there for the chemistry.
Oh, so you are a scientist?
No. I want to be a teacher, but.
Oh, okay. Well, I definitely applaud you on that. That's one of my favorite professions. What are you gonna be a teacher on? Like you have a niche?
Mostly world history, because of how I want to teach kids mostly what's been on our world. I want to be truthful.
Right. You want to make sure that kids are learning the correct history. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I definitely like that. I definitely like to hear that. Now, how about you? What made you think this is what would be a good fit for you?
Because everyone's been telling me, I can change the world, I can change a generation, and I want to make sure that I prove them right, and just continue on. And I just love teaching. I love working with kids, and because all the knowledge I've gained up when I was a child, I would always want to give it to other kids.
Yeah, that's cool, because definitely you should share the knowledge. Yeah. So, I was a little curious on the actual reason behind, why, you wanted to be in world history, though. Like, what made you decide that? I should have better probably phrased that. What made you pursue that I guess not, for lack of better words, adventure, you know what I mean? That objective.
Because I would normally take a look into history books, and all the details that I saw when the details that I was missing, the things that were very, very important in our history, but no one, not a single teacher elementary, middle, or high school would ever teach that. And college would teach it, but they're not giving it out to high schoolers, to middle schools.
So you realized once you went to college, hey, wait a minute, this is different than what they told us, and then it's like, why did they waste all that time telling you all the the history? And it's really a shame, because then you got the people who never went to college who didn't even know that they just believe what they learned in high school. Give me an example though, because for those people that didn't go to college and learn that there's difference.
They would in elementary, middle, and high school, they would tell us, say for example, Christopher Columbus. We would see things on YouTube saying how Christopher Columbus, there was a famous fact about him saying that there was there was more to him than how he just discovered the ocean blue. How he was the main source of discovering America, when there was other moments that he did that he was cruel and unwilling. He would give I would apologize for this word, make love with the children, basically. He would do bad stuff.
Oh, he was like a pedophile.
Yes, he was considered a pedophile, and all of that, most of the cruel information.
So we're celebrating this guy, and he's really a horrible person. I see what you're saying, and that definitely, it's the stuff that they're keeping out of the elementary school, for obvious reasons why elementary, but still. I can see why now you decided to kind of start a movement in a way, huh?
It's sort of. But I don't want to go ahead and be too much into making a movement. I just want to be myself and just give that out to people.
One step at a time. But makes me wonder, do you have colleagues that feel the same way and that are kind of on the same kind of path to kind of help and give the correct history and facts.
Most of them, they also believe that, but they don't share it as much because they just love world history when it's being taught because of how short-lived and how mostly they watch movies and whatnot. I just myself look towards the books and look towards history when I see it face view.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. No, I've learned a lot throughout time as well. So it's similar, history's always been one of my favorite subjects, and I think it's one of the most important subjects of all. People understated because of the fact that math is definitely, I would put math as probably number one. Reading and writing, but history, you're doomed to. What they say, you're doomed to repeat it if you don't learn from it, right? So definitely applaud you on all that, man. Definitely, that's cool. And being a teacher for real, it's not an easy job.
It really isn't. And with everything that's increasing, with everything that's changing, all I could say is that it seems a lot harder now than I thought it would be when I first wanted to become a teacher.
What do you mean?
Because now that the tax bill has been enacted, now I'm starting to think that now we'll get more money. But the thing about it is, it's like the more money we get, the harder it is to accomplish it.
The harder it is to what?
To accomplish our curriculum. Because there are some teachers who believe that they get paid for their curriculum based on how well they completed their goal and how well they taught their students based on their topics.
So if they give you guys more money, then they're gonna set the bar higher. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's messed up. Yeah, I can see them doing that too. Now the other thing, we have to, of course, discuss right now if being a teacher with the shooting that just happened. How do you feel about all that just happened?
It's sickening just to see that, because all innocent lives that were like destroyed because of one single person. It's corrupted. It's just unbelievable how people can be, and yet places that were once safe, where it turns out that it's no longer safe just because of a single act of injustice and how people. Well, I don't consider it injustice because the police did take care of it, which I thank them for.
Well, the injustice was what he did with the person the attacker, if anything.
And how he was given the weapons, how in his childhood he was given those weapons was unbelievable. And I kind of blame the parents on that one. You just don't do that kind of stuff to them at all.
But people blame the parents and people blame the system for making it accessible as well, because I guess it's legal for someone so young to have that. That's one of the big arguments right now. And amongst the teachers, I'm sure, within your case, the aspiring teachers, I'm sure there's been discussions. Anybody seem to be, changing their mind about being a teacher because of it, you think?
That won't change my mind. All I know is that it furthers my life to go ahead and protect. Because even if I want to give knowledge to the children of our generation, I believe that now that this has happened, I can take that into my heart and believe that I can protect kids.
No, that's what's up then. That means that, I like the fact that you're taking this instead of getting scared like some people where you're actually, it's making you sound more passionate about, about doing this career. So, the question I definitely want to ask is about the whole giving teachers guns. How do you feel about that? Because that's what, that Donald Trump is leaning towards, and a lot of the people are talking about right now.
To be truthful, there are certain limits to that, I can admit that it's right to use it for protection, but you have to. I believe that it's better to give a gun to a trusted teacher who can a trusted teacher that can go ahead and use it for defense, while you may be mistaken on who you pick, because sometimes the teacher would take things too far, and they would have to put it in a certain area that would not be accessible to students that are in their classes.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. That's what I'm thinking. It's like now you got students getting their hands on these guns, and maybe even like trying to, like what are they gonna do with the guns? Are they gonna store the guns at the school? Then I can imagine the school being broken into so people can try to steal the guns. The teachers got to bring the guns home and carry the guns around everywhere they go. Then, whatever teachers,
All I believe is just put it in like a safe compartment where only you would know it. Like, heck, if the future generation would turn here, the future generation would just make it a safe wall, like put a vault, like either a safe on put it in a wall and make it secret passage if you have to. Just don't make it accessible to students.
Yeah. Now, if you become a teacher, you're saying you would feel comfortable being armed in the classroom?
No, I've never touched a single weapon in my life, and I prefer to let it stay that way.
What if your job entitles it now that's the whole new requirement for teachers, that if you're gonna?
Well, as I saw from the from a YouTube report, there was a kid who was an ROTC put like a bulletproof frame on top of it in the windows, so the shooter would only shoot that specific thing, and none of the students would get hit. I would actually buy that for my room, for my classroom, because if anything like that was to ever happen, I would literally, as fast as I could possibly be, barricade the walls, that kind of barricade, make sure and lock the doors, do as I was told to do, and have my room complete on lockdown.
I'm talking about shooting and the gun. You got ready to shoot back and forth between you and the gunman.
If it takes that limit, I would say, hey, sir, principal, I would ask that I would not touch this weapon, but please put it in a safe compartment in my room, in my classroom, where even if I won't be able to touch it, if it ever that case may be, I would be close to it, and in a quick second, if the shooter would be close to my room and start to force open the door, I would literally, as a second resort, I would have to use it, because it's the safe protection of my students.
Right. Now, my first thought was, all my teachers have been little old ladies. So I couldn't imagine one of those little old ladies with like a pistol and a 6-shooter, dirty, hairy. It just, I got an imagination, I guess. But still, most of these women, most of these teachers are, a majority of them are female, and they're not, the household mom type of style. To picture them having to, pick up a gun and start wielding it, and you know what I mean? I'm not, saying, I'm not underestimating them. I'm not saying anything against women. I'm not saying anything against short people. But you know what I mean? I'm sure, you know what I mean? They went to,
You missed it.
Elementary. They started teaching this elementary school because without the thought of ever having to pick up a gun and shoot somebody.
Yeah.
So. It's a crazy thought. So I'm definitely glad I got to meet somebody who's, that's going to be a teacher that has their view on the subject. So it's really interesting.
I just hope that when this video gets out, a lot of teachers will know better, and hoping the generations gets to see more of a protected view.
Well, yeah, I think this is a real good conversation, and so I appreciate you for it.
No problem.
Yeah, best of luck with everything too.
You too, man.
They're talking about arming the teachers. How do you feel about that?
I agree with part of it.